Guess what day it is? Stats Day! My favorite day of the month, and this one is so big. I'm going to do not one, not two, but 3 different videos with 3 different statistics because I'm bringing you month over month for December, quarter over quarter for fourth quarter, and drumroll please, year over year to see how 2021 compared to 2020. This one happens to be the year-over-year version. Are you ready? Are your seatbelts buckled? There's a whole lot of information I'm going to go over. I'm going to try to go slowly. I know, sometimes I talk too fast. That's why this time I'm recording them instead of going live, so I can slow down a little bit, take my time, and hopefully not bore you too much. Are you ready? Okay, so I do as I always do. And I compare the single-family detached and single-family attached houses. This time I'm comparing from 2020 to 2021 for the whole year. Remember, I talk about the 800-foot view. This is the 800-foot view. I do these monthly and quarterly, and I always say, you know, this is just a month snapshot. This is just a quarter snapshot. Here we finally have the 800-foot view to see really what's been happening in our area for 2020. I'm so excited. Okay, so we'll start with single-family detached homes, as we always do. So in 2020, there were 909 units sold in Monongalia County with an average days on the market of 81 and an average sales price of $325,241. Let's see. Wonder what happened in 2021. It surprised me a little bit, to be quite honest with you, but then I'll do a wrap-up summary at the end that might explain it a little bit. So 2021, our units increased 15.5% to 1,050. We broke that 1,000 unit mark. Our days on market decreased 43% to 46 days on market. And our sales price increased 5.6% to $343,579. Now that's the one that I was a little surprised at, but again, like I said, I'll circle around and we'll go through it. And I think I have it kind of looks better because we're not just going 800 feet, people. We're going 1,600 feet. Yeah, I'm just that much of a geek. I know, it's really sad. You can laugh at me all you want. I don't blame you. I laugh at myself. Single-family attached houses, townhouses and condos. In 2020, there were 353 units sold for an average days on market of 72 days and an average sales price of $192,296. 2021, this past year, there were 446 units sold, which is a little over 26% increase in unit volume. They sold almost 42% faster at 42 days on the market, and they sold for almost 13% higher. We're in double digits there. I've been telling you all year long, these townhouses are just blowing my mind. $216,812. So, when I do year-end statistics, I also take a look at the previous 5 years. So from 2017 to 2021, because I like to know what our average annual appreciation rate is over a span of 5 years. Okay, that's a little more than 1,600 feet. That's 8 times 5 is 40. Is that right? I'm going to say it's 40. And if I'm wrong, you can make even more fun of me. So 4,000 feet. But I like to kind of do a span of that, so that gives us a really broad range of average appreciation rates, so people have a realistic view of their portfolio and potentially what they could make whenever they're buying a house, or if they're selling a house, they can just kind of do quick calculations. So if I take a look at the average average sales price increases from 2017 to 2021, single-family detached houses really stayed on par at 4.52%. That's really, really typical for fairly typical for this market. The single-family attached units, their average annual appreciation rate is just under 3%, 2.98%. So our overall, if you look at our overall residential property resale appreciation rate is 3.75%. And I thought, well, that seems a little, I was really surprised by the single family detached house category this year because it just, everything was booming and it seemed to be a little bit lower. But if we take a look at the slightly bigger picture, so we're going from 800 to 1600 square feet, we have to really look at 2020 and 2021 together because they were an unusual market, an abnormal market. This is where we went into this COVID thing. And if you look at these two side by side, it makes a lot more sense. In 2020, the appreciation rate for single-family detached houses was 9.6%. So we had a little bit of a balancing of the market this year in the single-family detached category, keeping in mind that about 3/4 of the year was COVID for 2020. In 2020, the single-family attached houses, they dropped 1.2%. So those corrected up the higher percentage, and the single-family detached kind of balanced out a little bit. So we're healthy people. We always are, and this is not a correction of the market. A lot of people ask me, is the market going to correct itself? It can't correct itself. It's not wrong. It is what it is. The scales go like this, and the scales go like this, and they kind of do that throughout the whole cycle, as you can see. I mean, if you look at my numbers, see them? Can you read those? Through the 5 years, there were 2 of the last 5 years in the attached category that they lost equity. 3.6% drop in 17, 1.2% drop in 2020. There was one year in detached detached houses that there was practically no change. It was like a less than a 1% change. So I counted that as a 0. So everything just balances out. It's all about balance, So our market is balancing. That's what we did in 2021. I'm sorry, 2021. It's 2022 now. So that's what we did in 2021. And I'm just really pleased with this. I think that our unit volume was really, really strong. It was really hectic when we were in the middle of it, and it's one of those things that when you're in the middle of the forest, all you can see are the trees. You kind of go treetop climbing, and you can kind of see everything, and it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot less hectic. So I'm glad to look back and say, you know what? We're pretty healthy, and I'm very curious to see what happens in 2022. So stay tuned next year to hear me blather on again about 2022 versus 2021. But I hope this helps. If you have any questions, as always, you can always call us here at White Diamond Realty. We are available online on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what's that fancy one? LinkedIn. You can pick up the phone, info@whitediamondrealty.net. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I get really good feedback on them. I hope they're helpful to you. If you want some more detailed information on your specific area, specific price range, zip code, anything like that, or if you just have questions in general, you know where to find us. All right? Y'all take care, and happy 2022. Let's go, baby.